Refraction and reflection of plane waves using Huygens principle. First we will see about refraction of a plane wave. We will now use Huygens principle to derive the laws of refraction. Let P dash represent the surface separating medium 1 and medium 2 as shown in figure 10.4. Let V1 and V2 represent the speed of light in medium 1 and medium 2 respectively. We assume a plane wave front AB propagating in the direction A-A incident on the interface at an angle I as shown in the figure. So this is figure 10.4. This is the incident wave front coming. This is this side medium 1, this side medium 2. P dash is the interface that connects medium 1 and medium 2. So the incident waveform hits here earlier than this end, because if you draw the perpendicular from here, this is at 90 degree, this will take some time to reach point C. Okay. Now the velocity at medium 1 is V1 and velocity at medium 2 is V2. V2 is less than V1. See, we assume a plane wavefront AB propagating in the direction A-A. So A-A. Wavefront is incident on this interface. Incident on the interface at an angle I. So this is angle I, it is measured with respect to the normal I as shown in the figure. Let tau be the time taken by the wavefront to travel the distance BC. So it takes some time to reach BC. The moment the wavefront touches at point A, the same wavefront will be at B. It takes some time to reach the point C. So that time is taken as tau. So we all know that velocity is equal to distance by time. Therefore BC is the distance. So velocity is distance by time, or distance is equal to velocity into time. So in the medium 1 the velocity is V1. So the time taken we have already said it is tau. So V1 into tau will give you BC. So the distance is equated to velocity multiplied by time, tau. Next. In order to determine the shape of the refracted wavefront, we draw a sphere of radius V2 tau. Now what is V2? V2 is the velocity in medium 2 multiplied by tau from the point A. So this is point A, this is the radius which is V2 multiplied by tau, and we draw a spherical waveform, spherical wavefront. We draw a sphere of radius V2 tau. So we draw a sphere at this point from point A. So this is the center. In the second medium, the speed of the wave in the second medium is V2. In the medium 2, the speed of the wave is V2. Let CE represent a tangent plane drawn from the point C on the sphere. So this is C. Okay. Now we are drawing a tangent plane. Let CE. Now this is CE. This is nothing but tangent of this sphere. Let CE represent a tangent plane drawn from the point C onto the sphere. So from here we are drawing a tangent to this sphere. Then AE, this distance AE is equal to V2 tau. That is the distance travelled from A to E by the wave is velocity in the medium 2 multiplied by tau. Tau is the time taken. So that's why we say AE is equal to V2 tau and CE would represent the refracted wavefront. So now the refracted wavefront is nothing but this C and E. Okay. Then AE is V tau and CE would represent the refracted wavefront. If we now consider the triangles ABC and AEC, first we will consider ABC. So this is A, B and C. In that, since this is sin I and this is totally 90 degree, if this is I, this is going to be I. So if you consider ABC, sin I is opposite side. Opposite side is nothing but BC. By hypotenuse, hypotenuse is AC. But BC can be written as V1 tau. That's what is written here, V1 tau. And the hypotenuse is AC. Okay. Next we have to consider triangle AEC. So A, E and C. Now this will be 90 degree. And this is R. Angle of, so this is, if this is R means this is also R. This is refracted wavefront. And this is the angle of refraction. Now if you consider this triangle A, E and C, this is 90, this is going to be 90 degree. So sin R is opposite side, this side, that is AE. So that's what is given here, AE divided by hypotenuse, which is AC. Which is AC. Now we know the opposite side AE as V2 tau. That's what is written here, V2 tau. And the hypotenuse is AC, that is written here. So this is equation 10.1 and this is equation 10.2, where I and R are the angles of incidence and refraction respectively. So this I is angle of incidence and R is angle of refraction. Now what we do is sin I by sin R. If you do sin I by sin R, this tau gets cancelled, AC gets cancelled, and we will be having V1 by V2. So that we are going to see in the next page. So thus we obtain sin I by sin R is equal to V1 by V2. From the above equation, we get the important result that if R is less than I, the angle of refraction is less than angle of incidence, it means that if the ray bends towards the normal, the speed of the light wave in the second medium V2 will be less than the speed of light wave in the first medium V1. This prediction is opposite to the prediction from the corpuscular model of light, and as later experiments showed, the prediction of the wave theory is correct. Now, if C represents the speed of light in vacuum, then we can write N1, refractive index of medium 1, is equal to C by V1. C is the velocity of light divided by V1 is the velocity in medium 1, and N2, refractive index of medium 2, which is C by V2, where V2 is the velocity in medium 2. So this N1 and N2 are known as the refractive indices of medium 1 and medium 2 respectively. In terms of the refractive indices, equation 10.3 can be written as, now we have 10.3. So we have sin I by sin R, and we have V1 by V2, and we have Snell's law also. So by Snell's law, N1 sin I is equal to N, which is equal to N2 sin R. This is the Snell's law of refraction. Okay. So further, if lambda 1 and lambda 2 denote the wavelengths of light in medium 1 and medium 2, we all know that lambda is equal to V by F. where f is the frequency. So in our textbook, this frequency is denoted by nu. Further, if lambda 1 is the wavelength in medium 1 and lambda 2 is the wavelength in medium 2, denote the wavelengths of light in medium 1 and medium 2 respectively. And if the distance BC equal to lambda 1, now this BC is equal to lambda 1. Okay. BC equal to lambda 1. Then the distance AE will be equal to lambda 2. Because if the crest from B has reached C in time tau, then the crest from A should also reach E in time tau, because there should not be any delay. Therefore, we can write lambda 1 by lambda 2, which is equal to BC by AE, which is equal to V1 by V2. That is wavelength in medium 1 divided by wavelength in medium 2 is equal to BC, the length in the medium 1, and the length in medium 2, the wavefront length, is equal to velocity in medium 1 divided by velocity in medium 2. Or this can be written as, if you consider this and this values, if you equate this and this values, you will get V1, bring this lambda 1 this side and V2 that side. V1 by lambda 1 is equal to V2 by lambda 2. This is easier to remember because this is at medium 1. This is at medium 2. That is, with in medium 1, velocity 1 divided by lambda 1. In medium 2, velocity 2 divided by lambda 2. So this will be easier to remember. The above equation implies that when a wave gets refracted into a denser medium, that is V1 is greater than V2. That is velocity 1 is greater than velocity 2. That means velocity in medium 1 is greater than velocity in medium 2. The wavelength and the speed of propagation decrease. The wavelength and the speed of propagation decrease, but the frequency here it is represented as nu, or you can remember it as F, is equal to V by lambda remains the same. It is not going to alter. That is, the wavelength and the speed of propagation decrease, but the frequency remains the same. This is the key point which we have to remember. So this is the basic idea of refraction of a plane wave using Huygens principle. We have incident wavefront, refracted wavefront, velocity in medium 1, velocity in medium 2, wavelength in medium 1, wavelength in medium 2, and also the frequency. We have discussed about the frequency. And finally what we got is V1 by lambda 1 is equal to V2 by lambda 2. So the wavelength and the speed of propagation decrease, but the frequency remains the same. This is the key point we have to understand. So that's all about this topic about refraction of a plane wave using Huygens principle. In the next video we will be seeing about reflection of plane waves using Huygens principle. Thanks for watching this video. Nandri.